Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Global Economy on KSA2. Welcome to this program where we're going to talk about a very important topic. First of all, we'd like to congratulate you on the beginning of the Hijri year, and we wish you, inshallah, a very prosperous and very pleasant year, full of accomplishments and economic development, inshallah, and we hope that our leadership, inshallah, will prosper, and our government, the government of Saudi Arabia, people of Saudi Arabia will live a better life, a more secure life, a more stable economically life, and also we hope that everybody, inshallah, will enjoy the great support from the generous government of Saudi Arabia. Tonight, we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is Hafiz, and that's an Arabic word meaning incentive or encouragement to do something. And we will define the meaning of Hafiz and this program and what it means. Also, we will talk about all the issues that are related to Hafiz regarding the criteria and how it compares to other programs internationally. We will talk about the also the benefits behind it, the economic gains from Hafiz. With me in the program is Dr. Suleiman Al-Araini. I'd like to welcome him to the program. Dr. Suleiman is a strategist and has been a very loyal and generous guest in this program. We thank you very much for all your efforts and contribution last year, and we hope that this year, inshallah, you will continue with us.
Sure, Ahmed, with you and all our colleagues with this All Saudi Channels TV2 or Saudi TV2 is something that we all responsible to deliver the right message, and we contribute to the society and development for our society.
Inshallah. And also Mr. Tal'at, thank you very much for being with us, and economic expert. Thank you for being with us, and we hope, inshallah, that you will continue, as is the same thing with Dr. Suleiman, as a frequent guest, inshallah, in this program, so that we can benefit from your insights.
Well, thank you, Ahmed, for having me, and as you mentioned, Happy New Year, Hajj New Year to everyone, and we hope, inshallah, for, as you mentioned, more prosper year for us, inshallah, which it will be in all aspects of life.
Definitely, definitely. Let's begin with our topic of tonight's episode, and that is Hafiz and all the issues surrounding this program. I'll start with you, Mr. طلعت, Hafiz. The economic or the definition of Hafiz.
Hafiz,
how do you define it?
Yes, Hafiz, as you mentioned, is among the several programs that the government of Saudi Arabia is implementing right now. It's basically to encourage and to improve the labor market. This is one, but also to fight the unemployment rate that everybody knows that has really reached a very high level compared to the strength of the economy. We're talking about a growing economy. We anticipate that our economy will grow the GDP by 6% or 7% by year end. So it's very difficult really with the economy in that position of prosperity that we have a 10% or so, around 10% level of unemployment in the society. Of course, it gets worse and worse with the female. It's about 28.4%. So Hafiz is one of these programs that would really fight back unemployment, would try to help serious job seekers, if you will, to find them a job for them, while trying hard to find a job for he or she. 2,000 riyal, sorry, 2,000 riyal will be paid for them during that period. Now, this is a temporary thing. This is not an evergreen thing. It means that it will not, the Hafiz program, it is not like a kind of a social help or some sort of, encouragement to take that money and sit home. You have to really work very hard in finding a job. Plus, the Hafiz has a major part of it, and a very important part is the training part.
Right.
So part of the Hafiz is to take that money, is to find a job and help yourself to find a job, but also the Ministry of Labor will try to fix you a job through what they call Tagat. Tagat is basically a job centers, job finding centers. They are established right now in Kingdom. And we have 9 centers right now.
What does the word mean?
A job center, it's basically is to find people who are applying for job, They can go to these centers.
Match the job
and
seekers
exactly,
with the job providers.
Indeed, match the supply market and the demand on jobs.
Okay.
So partly of that Hafiz program is, as I mentioned, the 2,000 that would help he or she while they are looking for a job seriously.
Okay.
And my understanding of the Hafiz program, it's for 1 year. You know, there is a maximum benefit of that financial benefit, 2,000 riyal for 1 year, and hopefully within 1 year that he or she, they both could be fixed with the job inshallah they're looking for, that would really put them on a stream of income, fixed stream of income, and could be more than 2,000, could be 3, 4, 5,000, double that amount. But at the same time, prepare them for the labor market by, as I mentioned, the training part of the program. Now, the training part of the program will be online. Some of the training will be online, and basically the training, and some will be through centers,
right?
Which is, as I mentioned, Tagat, or in that regard, there will be more centers established in due course. The number that the Ministry of Labour is trying to reach as soon as possible is 100 centers around the kingdom. Now we have 9, but the plan is to go up to 100. So by going through these centers, you will be trained, either, as I mentioned, to start with an training, and then to go through the center to be prepared for the market. And then during that time, during that process, you will be able to find the proper job that, as I mentioned, produce for you a fixed income, again, to 3,000, 4,000, hopefully double that amount. And this is what, again, the government will help you through the Human Resource Development Fund, as usual, is to share part of whatever that you will be employed with that organization. As known as the 50% the government will carry through the Human Resource Development Fund for a year or 2 years. Until then, you're fixed with the job permanently with that organization.
What a splendid offer. I mean, how much more support can you ask for? It sounds excellent and it sounds wonderful. But the management of the whole process, Dr. Suleiman, maybe is the issue. To ensure the proper implementation of all of the wonderful things that you've just said.
I want to go back to how this program started. This is important to credit those who made this happen, which is then employment benefit program called Hafiz. There was a royal decree among a number of royal decrees made over the last few months, and His Majesty King Abdullah, custodian of the two holy mosques, made a decision. It is a decisive decision. Although the Council of Shura rejected this program first, earlier, a year ago or so, but King Abdullah
rejected the Hafiz program.
The idea,
the idea
of giving benefit. It was around 500 or 1,000 riyals proposed a year or 2 years ago.
Right.
It was rejected for a number of reasons. Maybe they had their own reasons. No question. But it was an intervention from the top government, top official, His Majesty King Abdullah, and to make that royal decree. I think it was 4 months ago or so, and this way we impose this decision upon not only Ministry of Labour, because we have to be fair. Ministry of Labour is only part of the whole organization.
Sure.
We shouldn't really hold them responsible for the unemployment problem. It's happened over there.
It's a shared responsibility.
Shared responsibility, sure. And we'll get back to the management of this problem. So King Abdullah made a decision. It was a decision that the Ministry of Labour will carry over this responsibility in cooperation with the Ministry of Finance. We are talking now 2,000 riyals. It was a decision made that much. Also, I think there was a royal decree in which decision was to make the minimum wage for Saudis in the government sector, 3,000 riyals, if we recall. Yes. That was all this we were together. So this way, we put sort of challenge upon not only Ministry of Labour, but to the whole private sector, along with the government, to deal with the problem of Saudization or the problem of unemployment with a clear cut. Now I am intervening. This is how Abdullah made it. now we need to solve it because it's going beyond an acceptable numbers.
Levels.
We were talking not
so
only
there's no
10%.
more fooling around the bush. I mean, they really have to face
we
it.
have to face the problem
and respond.
Just what طلعت was explaining a number of details. It's really about delivery. Over the last 20 years, everybody is just saying it's too much. And still we have, until now, more expats. We're talking more than 9 million. Yet the number of Saudis in the private sector less than 1 million. It's almost 1 to 9. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
So it's really a decision made from the top official in the country to deal with this problem, and hopefully with when it comes to management, we need to have a roadmap, KPI, performance indicators, key performance indicators, and this is what we kept telling Minister of Labor, Engineer Adil Faqih, and all our colleagues, that unless we have a clear measures, let's say January 2012, this is we're going to approach, we're going to cut the unemployment from 20% or 15% to 12%. And so forth. So
gradually,
we need
within a
gradually.
very clear
it's
plan.
okay, absolutely. But we need, that's why we need a management besides Ministry of Labor, because Ministry of Labor is only, in an organization, it goes horizontal. It cannot impose its decision upon Ministry of
It's a joint responsibility.
Absolutely.
Who else is responsible?
You have Ministry of Commerce, because they issue commercial registrations, licenses.
Right.
You have Ministry of Rural Affairs. You have SAGIA, Investment Commission, Foreign Investment Commission. All these contributing to the major problem. You have Ministry of Finance as well, because those major strategic projects that we allocate billions, hundreds of billions, we can change the government purchasing system and so forth,
right,
to impose a certain level of Saudization.
But you need a champion, though.
Absolutely.
You need a champion. Mr. Hafiz.
I may disagree with Dr. Suleiman when he said we need a roadmap. I believe we do have a roadmap. If you go back 6-7 months, as Dr. mentioned, we did not have nitaqat at that time. We did not have the minimum wage at that time. We did not have taqat at that time. We did not have Hafiz at that time. So I think all these projects collectively, they work in harmony. End of the day, to produce, this is our roadmap. Now, when we come to the KPIs, if you go back, Dr. Suleiman, I'm sure you did, to the 9th development plan. The 9th development plan has mentioned that they will cut the unemployment rate from whatever today, 10.5, whatever, to 5.5. But I believe with nitaqat, with taqat, with Hafiz, and with whatever is coming on the way, along the way, I believe there is about 30 or plus directive that it will come from the Ministry of Labor. I think it probably would cut that, hopefully, not even to 5.5, maybe to 3. Now, when you talk about KPIs, I do appreciate the KPIs, but the KPIs will come along the way. Meaning, when we give Hafiz like 6 months down the road, or 7 months down the road, or 8 months, we will find some results. That results will be a KPI and a benchmark for the future to come. Because today, we cannot really have a KPIs. Today, the people who submitted their application, Hafiz, more than 3 million people, male and female.
Right.
But we ended up for our meeting the criteria 700,000. Now, out of the 700,000, we don't know how much will remain. Because if you go back to the International Labour Organization, the way that they define the unemployment is somebody really who's serious in seeking a job, that stayed for 2 or whatever number of weeks, did not find a job at the prevailing rate at that time. So how many of that 7,000 people are serious? I don't know. Because part of the name of the part of the success, if you will, of Hafiz is being serious for seeking a job. It's being serious.
There's a lot of filtering that has to take place, really, because I don't think everybody will meet the criteria, and we'll talk about the criteria later on.
Definitely.
But you're right.
Definitely.
We need really to filter and make sure that the people who are into this program are really serious about getting a job and can get all the benefit from it.
It's already filtered, Ahmed, because simply the people who really were submitted, their application, I mentioned 3 million plus, 3.5 million.
Yes.
But 1,200,000 the people that they got their IBAN, which is basically the account number for them to get the money at a later stage. But who really were qualified after having the condition put out, the 12 conditions, 700,000 people. But out of the 700,000 who will remain, yet to be told until 6 months down the road, 2 months, 3 months, once it really gets serious. It will get serious not only taking the money and run away, and stay home. No. You're seriously applying for the job. When the Ministry of Labor...
There will be close monitoring of every step.
Close monitoring on a weekly basis. On a weekly basis, because you will be asked, excuse me, to update online your information. You will be asked some questions. You will be offered some jobs. You will be offered some training. And if you do it once, twice, you're not serious, they will drop you off the program.
Yes.
And some people, maybe from day one, they will resist. They say, hey, I'm not ready for training, I don't want to go to training, I will not bother. So this is definitely, they won't be qualified to remain on Hafiz on board for quite some time.
Excellent. Sorry, Dr. Simon, I'll come back to you. According to the Human Resources Development Fund, and they announced Wednesday afternoon that a review of all documents submitted by unemployed Saudis under the Hafiz program will be completed before 2011 is over.
Yes.
So they're not completed yet.
No, this batch, the 700,000 people batch, it's the first batch.
They're all
completed before the year
they have
which
met
is
the basic requirements.
1432 of Hijrah, okay?
Right.
Now, the newcomers, definitely, and they come in this year, and newcomers the year after, and so on and so forth. But the 700 is for that last year completion of all the information needed, including the IBAN. The account number.
Let me just say, I appreciate and respect disagreement of Talal. But let me talk from a strategic, how we projects, especially national strategic projects are managed. On a ABC fundamental, unless we have a roadmap, and there is no roadmap for the Saudization project since 1415. 1415.
There is no roadmap.
No roadmap.
What we are talking today.
No, I'm talking from 1415 until today.
Forget the past.
No. 1415.
We will be depressed if we...
We have to evaluate not only today, because we have a roadmap. That roadmap is from a chronological order. We need timetable. We need accurate information. We need KPI, not after 6 months, because unless before we start a project, we need to measure, to determine how we're going to evaluate the outcome of the project. So when you say, Talat, we will develop those, or those KPI will be developed over time, it doesn't work this way in any project, especially a national project. We need a KPI that says, okay, 15% today, after a month I will cut 12%. These are KPI. We need KPI. If we don't have...
The ninth development plan I mentioned,
the ninth development doesn't...
they want to cut down 5%. It's clear.
That's Ministry of Labor.
That's a clear
That's a clear vision, a clear goal.
Yes.
I would like to have official announcement from Ministry of Labor that they will accept this plan, that they will cut unemployment to 5.5 by the year 2012 or 13.
That's a government plan.
I know. Respected. No, but the way they are working, each ministry is different from what is in the plan. The plan is repeated. The 8th plan, the 7th plan before it, the same thing we're talking about.
Because the efforts haven't solved the problem yet.
Exactly.
So they're trying to solve the problem. In one way it didn't work, so they're trying another way.
We have a problem. We are not,
if it remains, they will not take it out. They'll keep it as it is.
In the
but in all plans, we have deviation.
We are not discarding the efforts of Ministry of Labor. No question about it. There are some efforts. We have to respect them. We have to support it. But at the same time, we need to ask the hard questions. Because if we kept saying, well, give me 6 months, give me 2 years, the same thing happened since 1415. And management after management, they are saying, just give us time. At the end of the day, we need to make sure that all fundamentals are implemented.
So the grounding should be solid.
Solid.
We'll come back to you, gentlemen, after this report. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch it together.
The problem of unemployment is one of the leading difficult economic problems that faces all states in the world, without exceptions. This is clear especially after the world economic crisis that led to many other acute economic and facial problems. The government of the kingdom did its best to face these challenges. They took several decrees and initiatives that aimed to, in the general, at eradication of unemployment in the kingdom, of upgrading level of employment market. This is done through dealing with several problems of the market structures and overcoming them. Among the most leading inviting programs taken by the Saudi government to employ both male and female Saudi was a program known as Hafiz, national program of helping the unemployed according to all technical and practical standards. This program is concerned as a leading program in the Arab area. Among these noble aims to argue youth who are looking for jobs and support them, at the same time they are also giving monthly supervision. This is in addition to training and rehabilitation program during unemployment period to enhance their chance of getting suitable jobs that fit their needs and ambitions. It is important to refer to the fact that success of this national project needs cooperations of all people, especially that are more than government and private sectors, body taking and needs of the program. For example, government side includes Ministry of Labor Development Funds, and many other government bodies play important role in the technical and administrative side of the program. Many private companies and commercial organizations take part in the success of the program. This is not in any way how less than the government's role. The program largely depends on the private sector to find jobs for those who look for jobs. Saudi banks take part in this under supervision and follow-up of the Saudi Monetary Agency (SAMA) that support the program. This is because one of the aims of the Hafiz program is to get subsidies to those who have current accounts in one of the Saudi banks that enable the unemployment of taken substance. This national program Hafiz is one of the unique national programs that were applied all over the world. So we ask all people to do their best to support this program to achieve success and useful to all of those who are searching for jobs and to national economy at the same time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Economy, and welcome to our discussion here in the studio with Dr. Sulaiman Al-Araini and Mr. طلعت Hafiz. Back to the same discussion where we left off before the report. Dr. Sulaiman, you had a few concerns about the fact that Hafiz does not really fall into a clear plan or roadmap.
We are not against Hafiz per se, because as we said, it was an intervention by the top official of the country to put a challenge and to move this Saudization project, if we may call it so, which is a national project, to move it forward. It's a challenge. Excellent. So we are with the idea of providing a financial benefit or unemployment benefit to any job seeker.
Temporarily
until
they
he or she
get on
gets
the right
the job,
track.
and we support them through Ministry of Labor.
Excellent.
Because this is the organization in charge of this. But our concern was and still and will continue that we need a clear roadmap, a whole total package. We don't need to wait until 6 months or 1 year to see, well, we are going this direction or that direction. Unless we have clear, specific key performance indicators with a roadmap, with responsibility clear, with the private sector knowing exactly where we're going, with the
and with the roles explained of each party.
Right now, Ministry of
starting with the Ministry of Labor, HRDF, and all the concerned parties or agencies.
Right now, Ministry of Labor and HRDF is a part of the Ministry of Labor, because the Ministry of Labor is chairing the HRDF.
Sure.
There is a board of directors there,
yes.
but it's considered in a way part of Ministry of Labor. They are working alone, but we need the other organization to be in charge, so we have a full-fledged of all participants, all partners. Okay. Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of our Foreign Investment Commission, SAGIA, and Ministry of Finance. We appreciate all the efforts by Ministry of Labor, no question about it. And they are providing a number of initiatives, Hafiz as implementation of the Royal Decree, but we need a total roadmap for the next 5 years with clear key performance indicators, timetable, responsibilities, deliverables.
Yes.
We're going to cut unemployment from, say, 10% or 28%, to 10% the first year, or 15%, and so forth. This is how we work. For example, in the United States, unemployment percent now is 9.2.
Yes.
The President Obama, every week, or it comes every month, the update for the unemployment, but every week, and so he, with his cabinet, they go and address this issue because they consider this as a key performance, a main indicator. This is important. These are what we call general indicators, general economic indicators that will tell me that the economic is going the right path and so forth. We need those indicators, and we need this culture of working with indicators, with national indicators. Unemployment percentage is one of them.
Okay. There is coordination going on. According to Al-Maengel, who is Mr. Ibrahim, the fund's general director, he said that that HRDF would coordinate with 112 companies in the government sector and 50 in the private sector in order to...
Companies.
Yeah, exactly, in the private and the government sector. He did not refer to any other government agencies, as you said. He said
anyway, there is a 12 government agency involved in the project. The coordination for the information database is with 12 government organizations.
Excellent. Would like to hear about that.
Yeah, and plus 50 private related or private
and
sector.
This includes the...
it includes GOSI, of course, because once they take your information, they have to screen it and make sure, hopefully everybody's right and honest, but again, they have to double check all the information. So,
General Organization for Insurance.
GOSI is involved, the pension fund
Social
is involved. I believe also the Civil Services Ministry is involved, Ministry of Finance is involved. So I'm really surprised when Dr. Suleiman said there is no coordination.
No, we did not say that. We are saying...
There is good coordination between the government and
12 agencies. That's a big number.
For information.
No, we are not about... Okay, I did not say there is no coordination. What we are saying, how is the project is working now? Ministry of Labor is in charge of managing the whole project. So they are working...
But in coordination with others.
But there is a difference between managing the project together, the board, all together, Minister of Labor, Minister of Commerce, Minister of Finance being on the board to manage this project.
Yes, there is
to ensure the success.
Of course, there is steering committee. If you looked at the Royal Decree mentioned clearly that number of ministers will be involved in the project. It is not Ministry of Labor.
But right.
Ministry of Finance is involved.
Right.
The Ministry of Civil Service is involved.
This is talking about coordination.
Not coordination. No.
But in terms
the
of
Royal
managing
Decree
the
is clear. You 5-6 ministers. Yes, you 5-6 ministers. Go do your homework. Come up with a plan, clear plan, how to fight back unemployment Give me plans. So I don't think it's the Ministry of Labor is a standalone doing things without really consulting.
It's not in isolation.
No,
from
it's not in silos.
There's a difference between coordination and considering the Saudization project as a national project. Ministry of Labor is part of it. This is what we are talking about. We need a board that is outside Ministry of Labor, outside other ministries, and it will look at the Saudization project as a major project. Ministry of Labor is part of it. Right now, it's all under Ministry of Labor, and we are really even putting Ministry of Labor at,
under a lot of pressure.
I'll disagree with you. Okay, I'll disagree with you on one thing.
But
okay,
this is fundamental. Saudization project is not Ministry of Labor.
Give me 1 second. That program will cost the government around 36 billion Saudi riyal in 1 year time. In 1 year time. Where that money will come from? Who will raise that money? Who will make sure that money is available within the budget? Ministry of Finance, by default. So Ministry of Finance is involved. Okay,
is directly involved.
Is directly involved in that program.
There's 36 billion here for the Hafiz project or the Hafiz program. Is taken from those visa fees and so forth. Because
regardless,
it's a budgetary thing. From the private sector. But it's okay, even the Ministry of Finance coordinating with them, still we're talking about managing the project, taking it out from only Ministry of Labor, because again, we are putting them a lot of
and
pressure.
Making it a joint responsibility.
But
it is already a joint responsibility.
Not a joint responsibility. Ministry of Labor is put under a lot of pressure.
It is the main champion, yes.
The main champion by default.
No, it's not the main champion. It is the owner right now. And what we are proposing is to reconsider how we manage the project and how we look at it. There was a council of task force head by the Minister of Interior, His Highness Prince Naif bin Abdul Aziz. Then this board or this council still exists. We need to consider this. That council, task force council, school عاملة if we say this. It still exists, it's still valid, and this is when it was the organization or the committee in charge of the Saudization. We need the cooperation of all these, even Ministry of Interior. Therefore, we are not saying anything negative or upon the efforts of Ministry of Labor. Not at all. We appreciate this, but we need to support them to make sure that this project will deliver. We will have a delivery.
At the end of the day, it is their job, Dr. Suleiman, isn't it?
Yes.
It is the job of the Ministry of Labor. This is within their domain, within their territory.
I agree with that. Within the normal circumstances, being operational, it's okay. This is their job. But because we are in an exceptional situation, we are talking about Saudization for the last 10, 20 years. It's a major project. Therefore, we need to treat it as a national strategic project. Being Ministry of Labor, one major partner there. No question about it. But if in normal circumstances, yes, Ministry of Labor has certain jobs to do and it will operate. But because it's exceptional, we need to deal with it exceptionally.
Unemployment is not exceptional. Unemployment is everywhere.
No, but if it's within the normal.
You're talking about the nationalization itself.
Unemployment within range is okay. But if it's beyond the range and it keeps repeating, because there are not only economic effects, negative effects of it, but there are security effects, other social effects and so forth. So because it's an exceptional, unemployment will always be with us, but within a range.
It's clear that we have different viewpoints, and let's leave it there, because we have a few other points that we need to cover. Mr. طلعت, the criteria for Hafiz, what is it? Can we talk about?
Well, we have 12 criteria that's been issued.
How do you qualify for?
One, you have to be Saudi, which is
okay,
or from your mother is Saudi. So again, and that's a special case for people, especially in the northern part of the kingdom or the eastern part, where they married to an Saudi. So that's in fact from his custody of the Holy Mosque. We know him for how he really, caring,
human
gesture from the king.
Definitely.
Plus, of course, that you're not a retiree, because if you are a retiree under the pension or under GOSI, by default you're receiving some sort of income. Third, you should not be a businessman. or somebody that you have some sort of business going on,
Right.
because that's could be clearly interpreted as an income. Fourthly, you should not be a student, a normal, regular student receiving
Full-time student,
education and full-time student.
Right.
And this is why the people who not enrolled in the university by going into SAB, what do you call it, the distance learning.
The part-time or
the
distance,
part-time,
yeah.
if you will. They are qualified because simply don't receive any income.
Any
from the
allowances
university,
from their schools,
to the country. Some people, they do pay for their, for their textbook or what have you.
Sure.
Part of the terms also, as I mentioned, you don't have a business. But one part important, that you have stayed for at least 10 months. 10 months before you have registered. It means that in the kingdom.
Okay.
So sort of a kind of a permanent
You're not living
resident.
outside.
Yeah,
or-
going back and forth, because if you're going back and forth, you're not considered to be,
a full
a full resident, if you will.
of the land.
You
yeah.
could be a citizen, of course,
Sure,
but
sure.
you don't have full residency.
You're not residing for enough time.
It talks about the students who are enrolled in the universities. It should be a 6 months apart when they finish the university until they enroll, simply because it needs some time and requires some time for the related whatever university, whatever, to make the information available for Hafiz to ensure and to double check and to filter
that the student
information.
has graduated.
Has graduated,
yeah,
and
yeah.
also it talks about people who they left their work.
Okay.
There is some sort of a time frame for them, again, to ensure that the information is accurate. And so I believe the total 12 conditions. This is not, of course, Minister of Labor woke up in the morning and came up with this condition. These conditions were really studied carefully. They went to international standards. They went into whatever,
I believe
like
also they've outsourced some
like
of
the World Bank,
surveys
like
and studies to
like
international companies.
Yeah,
and
sure,
firms.
like the International Labor Force Organization.
Excellent.
And they came up with this 12
Criteria.
Again, the age is one of the conditions. The age, you should be not below 20, but
Right.
not over 35. Why 20 and 35? Because this is known as the very productive age for both male and female. Especially in the female side, because 70%, by the way, of the people who submitted or beneficiary of Hafiz are females. Females usually, after the age of 35, they are, I won't say indifferent, but they could be, not all of them. They're not serious in applying for a job because of the social commitment.
True.
The growing the kids.
In the Saudi situation.
Yeah, in the
yes.
Saudi situation. So so they said the age, not below 20 and not over 35 is the right age.
Right.
People would argue, why not 18 is still in school, still in universities, so maybe, they want to complete school, but hesitant, they think about it. They don't want to encourage, the program does not want to encourage people to leave schools, to leave universities, because they take today 1,000 to take 2,000. This is not the intention of Hafiz. So they want to make sure that whoever enrolled Hafiz is really serious, applying for a job, seeking for a job, and not only looking for the money.
Very good. What about the husband of a working woman? Or the wife of a working woman?
The program is clear. No, the program is clear. In fact, the husband and wife could submit together if they are proven to be unemployable.
Right.
So the program does not differentiate between a male or a female.
Right.
Or, as you mentioned, a male is working, but the female is not working. And she's eligible between 20
it's
and 35.
It's got nothing to do with her husband?
No. And
She's
vice
dealt
versa.
with separately?
And vice versa.
Excellent.
It could be a man or a female, he's not working, but his wife is working. So if he's eligible, fits the condition, the 12 criteria, he should be.
Great. We will continue.
The conditions are okay.
Right.
They are well defined. Perhaps the only concern is the 35 max. This could
be increased a little bit.
Could raise some issues or concerns or some complaints. That's the only thing.
Even if the minister, I'm not defending the minister, even if 36, why not 37?
No. I'm saying to raise complaints by unemployed persons that that they don't fit this criteria, that they will complain.
In fact, I was reviewing some comments on the online. Somebody said, why not 50? Why don't you stretch the age until 50? You see, I think there is misunderstanding of Hafiz. The misunderstanding of Hafiz, this is like a charity program. I give you money. It's sort of hiba, huh? I give you that money, and you sit home and you relax, and you do nothing. No. This is not the case of Hafiz.
It's not alms giving.
No, Hafiz is a very serious business. Hafiz has training part in it, whether being e-training, electronic training, or it could be, as I mentioned, through special center, طاقات, that now we have 9, and we will be ending up with 100 very soon. So it's a very serious business. On a weekly basis, you have to go to the site and update your information. Plus, the Hafiz will ask you some sort of questions. You have to answer them to update your record. You have to come to training.
Are you doing anything about
physically? So maybe this is some people who are not serious. They would view such a procedure and process as cumbersome.
Right.
So maybe he will drop himself by himself from the Hafiz.
At the same time, this really has to be parallel with the working with the private sector, you know, and making sure that the private sector is also serious about employing, you know, Saudis.
I believe they are serious. Now, the number of people, as I mentioned, 700,000, though they are qualified, he or she, okay?
Right.
And the ministry is coordinating now with all private sector.
Right.
Because part of the Hafiz, you know, information or database, you would say or choose what sort of job that will be, it fits you most.
Sure.
So this is where the Hafiz and the, as I mentioned, the taqat will try to match the demand and supply.
Sure.
Plus, making the supply ready for the market by training and so on and so forth to make it really qualified for the Saudi market.
And we'll talk about that after the break. People really need to make themselves employable by improving their skills and developing themselves. Do not depend on only these initiatives. We will talk about that after the break or after the report. Ladies and gentlemen, please stick around.
Sir, have you heard of Hafiz program?
Yes, I'm hearing the Hafiz. It's good programs. It's this moment, yeah.
And do you know anyone of your friends or relatives that entered that program of Hafiz?
Sure, I know more friends and my brothers and my family entered this Hafiz now.
And, was there any difficulties in the procedures they entered through to be a part of this program? And do you think there were any difficulties?
I told you now, it's good procedures. But after the futures, some guys or all guys now don't have the work, maybe need the work. Hafiz maybe just not the long time or solutions exactly for the future.
So you don't think that the citizens maybe they need money for the time being, but they need more chances to fight unemployment in the future, you think?
Sure. Here guys in Saudi Arabia need more choosing, more ways for the work, how I get the money, how I develop my skills. The Hafiz good procedures now. After of the future, maybe need another procedures.
Sir, have you heard about Hafiz program?
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of it.
And do you think Hafiz is the program of Hafiz is a good solution to fight unemployment here in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I think it's one of the ways to fight it, because to be honest, we have a lot of unemployed guys in Saudi Arabia, and this is a way of giving them money and giving them just a push to just to feel how the income, and they will look for more. So they will, I think, work harder to be employed in the future. I think it's a good solution, yeah.
You think it's a good step, at least, for the future, for those who are unemployed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good solution. It's just a first step. I don't want the youth to be dependent on it, but it's a good solution. First step. I think it's a good step by the government.
You know anyone of your friends or relatives have entered this program?
Well, I think I have one of my cousins. He lives in Jeddah, and he entered the program.
What about of what you heard? Was it difficult, for example, to enter the program and to go through the procedures about it, then to receive the money, or do you have any idea about it?
I don't have any idea about it, but I think it's a normal procedure. It's not complicated. You have to complete the requirements, and if you're eligible, you'll enter. That's about it. That's about it.
Sir, have you heard about Hafiz program?
Yes, we heard about it.
Do you think it's a good solution to fight unemployment?
Yeah, I think, but it is good in the beginning, but we have to think about another answer or
More solutions in the future.
solution. Yes, something like that. But it's good.
Good as a beginning. And do you know anyone of your relatives, your friends, have entered Hafiz program?
Actually, I know my brother, but he is outside Saudi Arabia. He's studying there. He's enter in the internet his information. He's waiting, still waiting. Yeah.
So he's still waiting. And was it difficult, the procedures that he entered to what he get through? Was it difficult?
No, it's very easy because everything you can read it, you can understand it, and some results in the website for Hafiz. When you read it, everything is suitable or something.
It's easy. It's you can read it.
Yeah, something like that.
Sir, off air you told me that you heard that the women who applied for Hafiz program is more than men, right?
Yeah, I think that.
Do you think that is it difficult, for example, for women to be a part of Hafiz program more than men?
Maybe like that, because men, they have jobs over than women.
They have the chances to apply for jobs and colleges and everything. It's easier than women, right?
Yeah, that's the way in Saudi Arabia.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Economy on KSA2. And I'd like to welcome my guests again, Dr. Sulaiman Al-Araini and Mr. طلعت Hafiz. Before the report, we talked about some issues regarding how the whole program is going to be managed. Now, let's talk about the classification of Hafiz and the comparison of Hafiz to similar programs internationally.
It's definitely one of the world leading programs, Hafiz. Because if you go through similar programs worldwide, you off by 70% as the pay. Because the program they start maybe with a high X amount, but that X amount will maybe in a week or a month or so.
Sure.
But in our case, Hafiz will continue to till you are off Hafiz. It will never change. This is one.
So that's a unique benefit.
That's of a unique benefit of some sort. Plus, if you take the time frame for it, we are talking about 52 weeks. While some other programs in the world, maybe 8 weeks, 2 weeks. If you take, for example, UK, I believe UK around 26 weeks. If you take, for example, South America, we talk about 2 to 8 weeks. So definitely our program is one of the longest, if you weeks, if you compare to the world that are available. Maybe in Spain, I believe it's longer than that. But again, in Spain, maybe they start with a high amount, but it's not gradually, fastly. The amount will be decreased in cases, if you will,
sharply down.
But if you take our office, it's 2,000 weeks, so in the world if you compare it to other programs.
Different from program in America or
Definitely, the program is the what we have
insurance.
Different. This is not a fair program. As Dr. Simma is helping the serious, I put like 3-4 lines, serious job seekers to find a job, and that Hafiz could remain with you for a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, until you are fixed with a job, proper job. You have Hafiz.
Right.
Hafiz will not stay for forever, even it could not stay for 1 year.
Yes.
Once you are fixed in a job with with a fixed income, if you will, then you will have Hafiz chance to somebody else.
How many supervisors or representatives of the program on HRDF who are working for HRDF or for the labor program?
Well, the ministry had, the ministry.
People follow. How many people?
The ministry now,
this way.
for the Hafiz purpose, they have created what's been call centers. They have employed in these call centers around 600 people. It's basically their main job, round the clock, is to answer, entertain people concerns or questions in that regard, whether being in the information to be submitted or a problem in submitting the information. So it tells you, plus as I mentioned, the job centers that we talked about, Taqab, it's 9, to go as soon as possible to 100 center. So you can tell easily put together by the Ministry of Labor plus Hadaf in that regard, which the Human Resources Development collectively is to make and to promote that program. Plus also the ministries are involved, as I mentioned, 12 government agencies are involved, more than 50 private enterprises are involved, collectively to make that program a success story, inshallah.
According to Al-Maigil, he said that while they're getting the 2,000, as you said, 2,000 monthly assistance, they would attend developmental courses in various institutions.
Sure.
HRDF coordination.
Yes.
Completing their respective courses, then HRDF will help them get a job in the private or public sector.
I mentioned there is the two parts. There's an e-training. An e-training basically it gives you the preamble, if you will, or the common skills that make
entry skills into the job.
How to prepare a CV.
Right.
And that's a core requirement, prerequisite to getting a job. How to present yourself, how to pass an interview. That's important. Then it will go into more into depth into the training.
How do you make yourself more employable?
Exactly. A particular task, particular assignment.
Excellent.
Plus, Hafiz also, the ministry what they want to do is to get the supply and demand together. They will get the people who are looking for jobs with the private sector, get to meet together, and
we have to wrap up very, very quickly, but the bank's role, how do you evaluate it?
The bank's role, of course, part of the conditions of Hafiz is to have an account with the bank. Because simply, and to have an IBAN. An IBAN is simply an account number. It's an international account, Saudi account number with the Saudi, but for the international sake. But that account number is where the Hafiz money will come through. And inshallah, as mentioned, decided in the date, it's going to be Safar, which is next month, which this
month of Safar.
Where the money will go into the accounts of each and every of the 700,000, and an SMS will go from the Hafiz, the beneficiary, telling them, and also the bank will send messages telling the Hafiz that the money was to due.
Great. Dr. Suleiman, one last comment at the end of the program.
Again, as we mentioned, that let's we reconsider how the Saudization project is managed. Ministry of Labor is providing a number of initiatives. Hafiz, there's no question about it, that it's as an employment benefit program is a key to the success of the Saudization project. We need to reconsider this because we need to support Ministry of Labor from one side and also to support our women and men who are seeking job. And I will disagree with the question of the requirement for training, because I think it's about cost. We need to make sure that private sector will hire them. We have 9 million and we have 1.5 million or so employed, or or 700,000 as طلعت mentioned. Still the information is a key issue. Without it, we will have.
But we need to be optimistic. We don't need to pessimist.
We need information.
Definitely, it will come.
Unless we have accurate information, we cannot move forward.
Either we wait years and years to come.
No.
Or
Exactly. Optimism is a key element, but also putting everything in one perspective
and believe me, there is hard
all
work
the parts together, definitely, and the efforts, all the work behind it is highly appreciated. Thank you very much, Mr. طلعت حافظ, and thank you very much, Mr. Suleiman Al-Araini. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our program tonight. Until we see you again next week, good night.